The Cam Thomas situation has been insane and it's getting ugly. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. I drop regular NBA analysis content and film deep dives, and if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Now, Cam Thomas's contract situation has now dragged into damn near August, and it doesn't look close to a resolution. Now, I do appreciate how tough Brooklyn have been in these negotiations. You know, a couple of years ago, they negotiated against themselves effectively and ended up paying Nick Claxton $100 million, which they've copped a lot of flack for. Claxton went on to have one of the worst net ratings in the league and hasn't been close to living up to that deal, and they've been looking to move off him ever since. The Nets have acknowledged that Cam Thomas has next to zero market and are treating the situation as such. At the end of the day, if someone outbids them, they can always just match it, right? That's the rules of restricted free agency. All that goes without commenting on Cam Thomas as a player himself. We have seen time and time again the NBA devalue this archetype of player. Norman Powell just got traded after damn near an all-star year. Lonnie Walker is out of the league. Jordan Clarkson just signed on a veteran's minimum. And Trey Mann signed for less than the mid-level exception. Now, look, let me make it clear. There aren't 15 guys in the world who are better at scoring the basketball than Cam Thomas. When it comes to creating his own shot, getting to his spots, and knocking down that shot, Cam Thomas is one of them ones. With that said, in an era of optionality and versatility, Cam Thomas is an incredibly one-dimensional player. On the defensive end, Cam Thomas is laughable. He's shown in spurts that he can be an okay, maybe even a solid defender, but a combination of low basketball IQ and, for the most part, just a lack of effort leaves him with a complete net negative on that end of the floor. Now, in this play here, you can see Jaylen Brown has the ball at the top of the key, right? Cam Thomas has decided to leave Peyton Pritchard somewhat open and come play help defense for next to no reason, but changes his mind last second, right? He changes his mind and he shuffles back out towards the perimeter. And this is that lack of awareness I'm talking about, because Peyton Pritchard just cuts backdoor and Cam Thomas is oblivious until it's too late. Tip, layup, that's 2 points. Okay, so pay attention at the start here, right? Cam Thomas is matched up on Peyton Pritchard, and as you can see, he leaves Peyton Pritchard, again, a very good shooter, wide open to cover Luke Cornett's roll to the rim, which was already been covered, right? So I'm not sure the value that Cam Thomas saw in this position in switching onto Cornett, or not even really switching, because now there's two players on Cornett rolling to the rim, leaving Peyton Pritchard wide open for three. Now, you can see the exact moment Cam Thomas realizes that, tries to close out, but he's given Peyton Pritchard far too much space, right? Actually a good closeout, right? This is a good closeout. I'll give him credit where it's due. That's a good closeout. But he's beaten here, taken advantage of, and won. Again, in this play, this is just a lack of awareness from Cam Thomas, right? You see Derek White gets the ball, pushes off. Cam Thomas goes under the screen on one of the best shooters in the league, and Derek White knocks that down. And this here is just that lack of effort that I was talking about, right? Cam Thomas gets past the ball, fumbles it, turnover. It happens, right? It happens to the best players in the world, to the worst players in the world. It happens sometimes, right? Sometimes your mind's going a bit faster than your hands. Turns it over and just casually jogs back on defense, easily out the other end. The other glaring issue with Cam Thomas, his playmaking, or lack thereof. Thomas boasts next to no ability to create shots for his teammates or make good reads. And the problem is that to maximize a player like Thomas, he needs the ball in his hands. Thomas was in the 100th percentile for usage this past season. Do you really want the player who's handling the ball more than anyone else on your team by far to not be able to make simple offensive reads and to be a complete ball stopper? Now you can see at the top of this play, Cam Thomas rejects the ball screen, right? Does a spin, turns into, as you can see, Josh Hart is there for the help in the corner, and he has Mikal Bridges on him, right? So he goes at Mikal Bridges, one of the best wing defenders in the league, and turns into the help in Josh Hart, realizes he's made a poor choice, and kind of just throws it, hoping someone was there. And someone was there, but Josh Hart was in between them, right? Again, another poor read, that's 2 points on the other end. All right, so in this play, Cam Thomas gets the ball up at the logo, right? Gets the screen, gets the switch, right? But the defenders and these teams, this is what I'm talking about, these teams are too smart now for these one-dimensional players, because they've realized, hey, if we trap Cam Thomas, if we swarm him, he's not going to be able to make the right read. They double him. I'll run it back. They double him, right? You can see them making that read. They double him, force the turnover, 2 points on the other end. Now, the question is, of course, should the Nets bring back Cam Thomas? My answer is a resounding yes, right? I've gone through all the negatives of Cam Thomas in this video. I still think he's a valuable basketball player, depending on role, schematical fit, and what you have around him. However, only at a suitable price. But the question is, of course, what is that price? Well, I believe the market's already been set. Trey Mann and Peyton Pritchard, two of the most similar players to Cam Thomas in play style, according to usage percentage and a variety of other advanced metrics that I use to compare players, and are of similar age, were both signed to deals worth less than $10 million per year over the past 2 summers. Now, Cam Thomas is obviously superior to each of these players, so I would look for something in the $15 to $18 million range if I was the Nets, or another team looking to swoop and buy low. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to drop a comment, whether it's in relation to the video, Cam Thomas, or general feedback. Anything is appreciated, and I will see you guys next time.